So thankful and proud to have you all here to celebrate what has been a quarter of a century of the Sauder Alumni Center here at Emporia State University. We are wanting to express today our sincere gratitude for those leaders, for those donors who made the Sauder Alumni Center possible back in 1991. The planning committee and its leadership, we thank you for your vision and for your foresight. To our alumni and our friends and our community members, we even have folks who aren't Emporia State alumni who made significant contributions to this building. And I want to recognize back here in the back our C of E Alumni Association room and Roger Klein back here. Roger, if you can kind of give us a little wave there. He serves as the president of the C of E Alumni Association, and they made a significant gift to name that space back there. So this building certainly built partnerships across the Hornet Nation and across everything we had to do here at Emporia in terms of our higher education system. All the donors came together to really make this building a reality, and we are certainly thankful for each and every single one of those gifts. 25 years ago, we had a video of the ceremony. Looks a lot like it did then outside today. So we're hoping that kind of burns off later and gets a little bit sunnier outside for the game later on. We're nice to be inside. But we viewed that video, and I really had a good time going through that footage from 1991. And Dave Eldridge made some comments. He was then the Executive Director of Alumni Relations, and our position I have the privilege of being in today. I really count Dave as a mentor. Hopefully that doesn't tarnish Dave's reputation. But Dave spoke about how this building demonstrated loyalty, it demonstrated pride and enthusiasm and confidence. It also was a testament to cooperation and hard work. And above all, he mentioned that it was a visual display for the love that one has for their alma mater. And I really echo those comments and appreciate those comments and thank Dave for offering those. This building has certainly served in all those functions, and it's a key piece of Emporia State University because it's a conduit really for inspiration, for celebration, and for transformation. We come to this building as alumni and friends to celebrate. We celebrate reunions, we celebrate socials, we have concerts in this building. The last 5 years we've had a lot of bell ringings in this building for the Now and Forever campaign. And of course we celebrate a lot of homecomings here. We also come to this building for inspiration and to be inspired. This is a place where leaders come to the table, they dream about what could happen, and they dream about what should happen at Emporia State University. And it's also a place where transformation happens. Gifts are processed here, assets are managed, and Emporia State University has the opportunity to change lives of our students by the actions that take place in this building, thanks to the many people that are part of this establishment. So for that, we thank each and every one of you for being here today. We thank you for your past contributions, and we certainly appreciate everybody for their future as well. And I would like to call to Shane Shadley, the CEO of the foundation, to offer a few remarks on behalf of the ESU Foundation. Shane?
Thank you, Tyler. You know, to be surrounded with your friends and classmates and those types of things, you always try to pay attention and take advice from all of them. But on my way up here, somebody says, "Hey, Shai, keep it brief and brilliant." So I'll accomplish one of the two. But, you know, I would like to take a pause and really just look at your surroundings. Just a beautiful facility. Always has been. I can remember coming into this facility even as a student ambassador back in my day, and just thought, you know, this is just a beautifully appointed building. I have no idea what goes on in that building, but you know, sure is fun to go over there, and they must have a lot of parties, and that's actually what my daughter says. She goes, "Dad, are you having a party today?" I said, "Probably." So, with that being said, you know, getting geared up for the 25th year of this building, we had a mission to do. We wanted to make sure this building was top-notch and showed very, very well from all of our friends and alumni. And you know, there's an individual that has an eye for this and a talent for this. And Paul, if you could stand up just for a second, or give the crowd a wave. I know you. Paul was able to convince a small group of volunteers to tackle that mission, and job well done, ladies. It looks great. I will tell you, it's humbling to work with the dedicated staff within this building that was constructed to engage a Hornet Nation. And there's no better time to recognize and witness Hornet Nation full of inspiration than at homecoming with the nationally ranked football team in the last chapter of a campaign that is on, we're on third headed home. Guys, this is in the last chapter. We crossed the $50 million mark. Could not have happened without everybody in this room and Hornets across the nation. As Tyler mentioned, the things that happened in this building, they started conversations, they started relationship building conversations that turned ideas into realities, that turned challenges into opportunities, and to witness the college students, that many first-time generation students that do not think college is an option for them. We still have, President, I've heard you say several times, 45% of our incoming freshmen are first-time college students and their families. So you really talk about the impact that Emporia State University has on the future of those individuals that spend some time here and get that quality education. The mission of the Alumni Association is to build relationships for Emporia State University today and tomorrow. This coordinates beautifully with the Emporia State Foundation's mission to raise and manage philanthropic resources to advance the mission of Emporia State University. It is without hesitation that I can commend Earl Sauder, Joe Cannon, and to me it sounded like 600 others that were involved 25 years ago, to have the foresight and understand the significance of this work. It is only appropriate to thank everyone here for everything you do to provide for future Hornets. Please take the time to visit your Alumni Center often and advocate for our mission. Emporia State University is one of the best things to ever happen to me, and many of you would likely say the same. It is anyone's guess what the next 25 years will bring, but I will predict we will need a very involved and proud Hornet Nation. Thank you.
So we pulled together a few comments from that video back in 1991 and sat down with a few folks who are still around today to offer their thoughts on what happened 25 years ago and what they thought about that now in 2016. So please enjoy a little bit of the video reel from 25 years ago and today.
My name is Dave Eldridge, and I'm the Executive Director of Alumni Affairs. And as the Executive Director of Alumni Affairs, and also as an individual who has 2 degrees from this great university, I can't describe my feelings today. They're special. The story of this building, the ideas that went into it, the planning, and the work that has led us to this dedication tells a story of love between 2 individuals, between individuals in our alma mater. Tells a story of foresight, looking ahead to the future, of confidence in this university, in the alumni, and the custodians of the university at this time, of pride, of loyalty, of cooperation between different entities, of hard work and attention to detail, of sacrifice, of enthusiasm, and it tells a story of a wonderful once-in-a-lifetime experience for those of us who are involved in this process.
It's been a distinct pleasure to represent the greater than 35,000 alumni of Kansas State Normal, Kansas State Teachers College, Emporia Kansas State College, and now Emporia State University. It's been an honor also to serve with Joe Cannon, who represented the ESU Foundation, as co-chair for this joint planning committee, which has been involved with the fundraising and then the construction to finally enable us to have this marvelous center. There are numerous individuals who are deserving of recognition. However, time and the circumstances of today just simply preclude that. We would be remiss, though, if we did not recognize some of those. Lindy Wetzel, who is seated behind, and Lindy, if you would, wave to the crowd, and Mike Powers, who also is an ESU alum, represented the alumna on the Joint Planning Committee. Laura Schlobaum served as a representative of the College of Emporia on this particular committee.
My first best memory was the group that came together to plan and raise money for this. It was a fantastic group of people. We were all on the same page. And for me, it was a great opportunity to get to know Earl Sauder. I really hadn't met him before, and he was terrific, and we know the significant contribution he gave to this building in honor of his wife. And the whole process until completion was just, as I recall, very smooth and very collaborative. And the thing that stood out at me as soon as we had finished it, I don't recall once saying, darn, we really goofed up with that part of the building or whatever. It just seemed all that good work of the committee really paid off into a significant building that alumni then and today take a great deal of pride in.
I think the Sauder Alumni Center has to be considered a significant step in where ESU is today. It's obviously an asset when it comes to fundraising. Persons who contribute or donate want to be associated with quality and class. The Sauder Alumni Center reflects that. And certainly it's a point of pride for the alumni and friends of ESU. Alumni can continue to be involved with Emporia State University when they feel a sense of pride with a facility such as this. I know from personal experiences that we have some dedicated friends today because this has served as a focal point for them to be engaged.
When the New York Yanks honored slugger Lou Gehrig at the time of his retirement, the great first baseman who was dying with muscular dystrophy told a packed a Yankee Stadium crowd, "I think I may be the luckiest man in the world today." Today, I feel much the same way. The good Lord has blessed me in many ways. My life has been full and prosperous. I have a wonderful family, great friends, many of whom here today. And last but certainly not least, a tremendous association with Emporia State University. As you know, it's been my great fortune to be one of the more than 600 people who contributed to this magnificent building. There is one thing that I want you to remember from today. Whatever part I played in building this Alumni Center looks small when compared to the rewards I have received from my association with the University of all its friends. For this, I am very lucky and extremely proud, and I want to thank all of you for making it possible. My family and all the friends at Emporia State University, I thank you very much.
pretty sure if you look up class in a dictionary, you're going to see the likes of a Dave Eldridge and a Dwayne Backus and an Earl Sauder. Men of extreme class. And let's give it one more time for Dave and Dwayne. And like Shane said, over 600 gifts made this thing possible. But this would not have happened if it wasn't for a lead contributor by the name of Earl Sauder, who gave this in honor of Stella Weeks. And to speak on behalf of that Sauder family, please welcome Steve Sauder to the microphone.
I thought last night was tough. I had to follow Mike Law. He was like Kenny Youngman. He was really good. And now I have to follow my dad. And that's tough. I do have good news for you, though. If you were there last night, I don't have any notes today. So I don't forget, I want to make sure my sister Pam is here. And we've got some of the grandkids. Jamie's here. Brady and TJ, my other two sons, are with their sons. One of them's wrestling in Kansas City, and one of them's playing football in Kansas City this morning. So that was a good excuse. That's in our family. That's an excuse to miss just about anything. So, and I have some cousins here, and then of course lots of friends and everything. And I want to echo one thing Shane said. I want to commend and thank the foundation and the staff, the people here for the care they've given to taking care of this building. It's taken money. I mean, you know, you build it, but it takes money. The air conditioning's been rebuilt. And of course, we built this beautiful addition on over here. And I know the staff that works here busted their butt to get this place cleaned up and looking like it does today. So thank you for all that. I don't know exactly what I'm supposed to do. You know, you saw my dad, and I helped him write that, the Lou Gehrig thing. But that was my dad, because here was a guy whose wife, Pam and I were trying to decide whether Mom had gone to the Presbyterian Manor yet or not. I think she had either just gone there, she had Alzheimer's, and she'd either just gone there or was about to go. She spent the last 13 years of her life at the Presbyterian Manor, and she didn't know any of us for most of that time. My dad doted on her. He took clothes to her every day. Oh, he threw a hissy fit when they said she was going to have to start using plastic utensils. And I mean, you talk about a love story. It was a great love story. The way this thing unfolded was Joe Cannon and my dad met working on the Presbyterian Manor, on raising money for the Presbyterian Manor. And they got to be friends. And if you've lived around Emporia very long, they got to be legendary. I mean, there's once where they were the fundraising bunch of two guys. If they were walking into your store or your business, you better get your checkbook out because you were in trouble. There's a guy, a jewelry store guy downtown that saw him coming. He went out the back door so fast he fell and broke his ankle. It's a true story. True story. But anyway, the way this thing unfolded was they started this fundraising to build an alumni center. And of course, they needed a lead gift. And one day, Joe Cannon did as only Joe Cannon could do it. Said, Earl, why don't you make that gift to honor Stella Weeks? Stella Weeks was my mom. That was her name. By the way, Stella Weeks is kind of a different name. That is a combination of Stella and Louise. That was her name. She was Stella Louise Hawkinsmith when she graduated, when she got her teaching certificate here at Emporia State. And when she got married, she just combined that. And so that was her name. Anyway, Joe says, Earl, why don't you make that gift in honor of Stella Weeks? And Dad said, well, let me think about it. He came to see me later that day. I said, well, you need to run it by Pam and Mike, and he did, and they both said, that's a great idea. And so he did it. Let me tell you, there's so much good that's come from that, and of course this building and all that's important and all that, but we think, I mean, Dad had a terrific, he didn't get to go to school, by the way. I don't know if you're one of the Sauder scholars, you hear this every year, but he grew up in Madison during the dirty 30s, and he actually came up here on a field trip and went home and told his folks, I'm going to go to college. Because Emporia State had told him what a room would cost and the job he could have and blah, blah, blah. And his dad said, no, Earl, you can't. You're the oldest son and I need you on the farm. So he didn't ever get to go to college. This makes it kind of amazing that he has given the university what he gave him over his lifetime. But you know what? And Pam and Mike and I agree on, we think that his association with the university, the people that he knew and loved, you know, he started going to the football and basketball games. He didn't go to my football and basketball games. I mean, as a general rule, he didn't. But he just fell in love with this place, and we think it extended his life 10 years, at least 10 years. And so when he said thank you, we say exactly the same thing. We're lucky that it happened. It was good for my dad, and obviously it's good for the university, and we're just proud. Well, how could you know, look at that guy and not be proud to call him your dad. And one thing I want to do before I sit down, Bill Wetzel's here, he was the general contractor. Billy, you did a good job, stand up. He told me that there weren't many days here on the job that they didn't see Joe and or Earl. He said Joe was a little more of a problem than Earl, but I can just imagine what that was all about. Hey, thank you all for being here. It's a great story, and we're glad to be part of the legacy of Emporia State University. Thank you.
Can we all give the Sauder family a big round of applause for very interesting commitment to Emporia State University and during your last bit. Thank you, Steve. We really appreciate that. And to offer us some final thoughts today, we want to invite President Allison Garrett, our 17th President of Emporia State University. Please welcome President Garrett.
This is such a wonderful opportunity to recognize a facility that truly is a monument to love. And I think we heard that this morning to your mother, to your family's love for this school. And we are so grateful for all that you have done for us. You know, when President Glennon dedicated this facility, he used a couple of words to describe, I'm in the wrong spot, let me see. Here we go. He used a couple of words to describe what this facility would mean to this campus. One of the words he used was the word catalyst, that this facility would be a catalyst for great things here at Emporia State, and it absolutely has been. There are so many wonderful plans that have their inception here in this building, as people are sitting and thinking and planning for the future. And then those plans come to fruition, just as we've seen this wonderful capital campaign that we're engaged in happening over the last few years. And so it truly has been a catalyst. I've been on so many college campuses over the last decade, and there are very few college campuses that have an alumni center that is as beautiful and as functional as this building here. The other word that President Glennon used to describe the Sauder Alumni Center was the word home. And I think that is so poignant when I think about the fact that Emporia is home to the Sauder family, and that they have invested in creating a place that can be a home away from home for all of our other alumni who come back and enjoy time here on the Emporia State campus. And we are just thrilled to be able to celebrate the 25th anniversary of this wonderful facility. Thank you all so much for coming.
Big round of applause for President Allison. So glad that last homecoming got to announce her, and this homecoming she's fully in place. So she's having a great time. Thank you so much for being here today. Thank you so much for everybody coming out. The building is completely open. So feel free to wind back through office areas, see the brick patio areas, all those kind of areas. The building's completely open. Our staff is here. If you're our staff member of the Sauder Alumni Center, please wave your hand so people kind of know that you'll work here. So if you have a question, ask them to go first. Thank you. They deserve a great round of applause. So thank you so much for being here today as we rededicate the Sauder Alumni Center 25 years later. Based on the first 25 years, we can only imagine where we're going to be in 25 more. So thank you all, and have a great day and a happy homecoming.